3 steps to a V-shaped physique. If you want that leaner aesthetic body, I'm going to give you very simple tips to get there. Let's just get straight into it. Number 1 is basically building out the frame at the top. So we need to be losing body fat to bring our waist in, and to give you this appearance of a V shape, the important muscles to build are going to be the side delts, which is going to give you more width from the side and fill out those t-shirts, fill out the shirts. So lateral raise is going to be required. Now another key exercise is going to be building your upper back, so your traps, your lats, which are going to give you width on the side of your back. So the key exercises to include in your training program, I would follow a structured training program, either full body workout, or you can look at like a push-pull leg split, muscle group split. Doesn't make a massive difference. The main thing, follow some structure, track the weights are going up. I'm going to get on to progressive overload and consistency on the third point, but the first thing is making sure in your program you've got a lateral raise variation, could be dumbbells or cables. Make sure the form's good and that you're really pushing yourself on these sets. And the other key exercises to include are going to be some form of pull down or a pull up, which are going to hit all of the main upper back muscles as well as the lats on the side to give you width and thickness to that upper back. I would also include a heavy row motion, which is going to hit the lats as well as the upper back. And I would look at maybe a shrug for some additional trap work. As long as you got these exercises in your program as part of a structured approach to training, and you are progressing the weights over time, so you're applying progressive overload, which means adding more reps and then adding weight over time. If you do that, the muscles in these areas are going to grow. Second key thing, calorie deficit to lose body fat. So I'm afraid there's no magic way that you can just pick an area around your waist and lose the body fat in that region. You're going to have to lower your total amounts of body fat, and this is eventually then going to come off in the areas that you want. So we want to lose the love handles, the fat on the side and around the lower waist region to bring that area in. That combined with the first point, lateral raise, upper back development, gives you the appearance of that V taper. But there's no way around putting the hard yards in and actually losing that body fat. So how do you create a calorie deficit? In practice, you need to increase your activity level so the calorie burn comes up, and then decrease the food a little bit. Now, your approach to this is going to be dependent on the person. Some people might prefer doing a bit more activity and not having to go quite as long calories. I prefer this. I prefer adding more cardio in and increasing my step count so that I don't have to go depressingly low to like 1800 calories and then I just want to kill myself. So don't do that. What you want to do is find that sweet spot for yourself where you can maintain the activity levels, push them up, and then you are feeling full enough from your meals and you can actually stick to the diet. What this would look like is start with where you're at, find a calorie estimate for what would create a deficit for you based on your height and weight online, and then from there, once you've got an estimate, you just got to put it into practice. Weigh yourself regularly, see if your body weight's coming down in relation to the food you're eating. If not, it's going to be a case of reducing the rice portion, reducing the carb portions at your meals, increasing the protein, taking a bit more carbs out, reducing the fats, so measuring out olive oil or using a low calorie cooking spray, reducing the fats and carbs, keeping the protein high. Then as you do this and taper down the food and get that deficit created, and you taper up steps and cardio in relation to a structured gym training program, so 3 days a week, probably to start, efficient gym training, tracking that the weights are going up, doing this combination where you're maintaining your weights in the gym and then you're increasing your cardio steps as your food comes down, means you're gonna lose the body fat in that region. But most people just don't commit to it long enough to actually see the changes that they want. Third key thing, now that we've got your exercise selection for the areas of the upper body to develop, and we know that you're trying to create a calorie deficit to lose body fat and eventually it's going to come off the love handles and your lower waist, the third thing, I'm afraid, the reality check, is going to be consistency, discipline, and just giving it enough time, being patient with it, because If you're starting at 25% or 30% body fat, or you've got a lot of body fat to lose, you can't really expect to go to 15% or sub 15% body fat as a male and get those lower abs popping in like 3 weeks. It's going to take more like 6-9 months. It really depends on the starting point. If you're already at a decent body fat percentage, a healthy range, maybe a bit quicker, but it's going to take some time either way, and you've got to find a way of creating a diet you can actually sustain and actually stick to, and factor in foods that you enjoy so that you don't get mental and turn into a psychopath because you're just eating the most boring foods that you cannot stick to. So consistency over time, track your weights in the gym, apply progressive overload, make sure the weights are going up. As you get right to the end of a cutting phase, you may find that the weights start to stall a bit, but that's fine because you need to reframe it as I'm maintaining the weights lifted in the gym in relation to my body weight coming down, which means your relative strength's improving and you're maintaining your muscle mass. Providing you have enough protein, even in a calorie deficit, if you're maintaining your weights in the gym, you should maintain most of your muscle, and that is how I stripped off body fat during my cutting phase and got very lean and maintained most of my muscle on my last cut, and I'll show you some pictures here. So go about this approach, do the right exercises in the gym, track the weights going up, get some structure, push the weights up, get in a deficit, give it enough time and stick with it, and you will get that aesthetic body that you're looking for. I hope you found this video useful. If you did, drop it a like, hit subscribe for more simple fat loss and muscle building tips, and I'll see you very soon.